I know I've talked about this before, but as a reminder, we have a full working movie studio from beginning to end. If you are a production company looking for a professional place to get your artwork out there to the world in the form of motion picture, the Lifton Institute of Media Arts and Sciences, also known as the LIMS Movie Studio in Castaic, has everything you need from sound stages, pre-production, post-production, conference rooms for table readings, and also, if you're a veteran, a fantastic program that can get you trained and ready to get into the film industry on many different levels in working from art direction, set construction, that is, destruction after the movie's over, of course, and all kinds of other things. And it's a really super cool program. And here with me, usually I interview a veteran every week who has been part of the program, but I actually have Mr. Lifton himself, Jimmy Lifton. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Now, this is a fantastic program, and honestly, in the last few months, interviewing so many vets that are either started, some of them just started out, some had graduated, some were kind of in the middle of the program, and they all have great things to say about it. And I've even tried to kind of needle them a little bit, like, come on, give me the real deal on this. And and many of them skeptical going in, wasn't sure if there was a little switcheroo or something, and actually coming out, and many of them also working steadily in the film industry afterwards. So let me talk about this. First of all, how did you come up with this idea?
This idea really just came by happenstance. I filled a need. We were working with a state that had a film incentive and lacked a workforce group, enough of a workforce, and put together just a fast program so we could get people to work on Marvel movies and Disney movies that were coming in. And it just so happened that I was working with veterans for this program, and they turned out to be the most phenomenal crew people we could ever work with.
And that's terrific, and reminding also that it's not just in front of the camera, that there's more steady work behind the camera and in the production process in many cases, but you also do stunt programs and things like that too, some in on-camera type work, which I think is terrific. And what I'm finding out from veterans is that kind of from a placement aspect, everyone talks about the person that their first contact. What's the name of the person they usually contact at LIMS?
Either Susan Corey or typically Susan Corey.
Yeah, it's usually they're the ones that that's the one that they always mention. She's the one that got me, pointed me in the right direction. I had no idea of what I wanted, and now I'm doing art direction or production management, or we have the Kermit, the boom operator, who, poor guy, went to Bahamas right after he graduated from your program to do a film. So it's a really successful program, it sounds like. And like I said, I'm getting really good feedback from the veterans that I've talked to. But now you're expanding some of these programs to include other groups, right?
Right. We're launching two programs actually simultaneously. One is called Adopt a Vet, which is, of course, for our veterans as well. And that has to do with the biggest challenge that we still find with bringing in some of our vets is because our program is so intensive. It's 10 weeks, it's 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. There's really no chance for someone to work during that 10-week period. So how does one person maintain their living expenses? So we're raising some additional capital just so we can actually help the guys and girls who come in have some spending dough during the 10 weeks.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and we take care of their food every day for free. So that's the one missing link that we found. And the other thing is we are expanding into a group of autistic young adults. And it's going to be a fantastic program. We're actually calling it Reel People, REEL, like a movie reel. And we're launching it mid-July. And the nice thing about it, this is also for film, training for film and film jobs. But we're using a good portion of our veteran film graduates and actually come in and be the instructors for that. So it's teaming two groups of caring, fantastic people together, and I believe the outcome is going to be spectacular.
We're speaking with Jimmy Lifton of Lifton Institute of Media Arts and Sciences, also known as the LIMS Movie Studio. You can get more information about the studio itself, limsla.com, the veteran program, vet200.com, VET, the number 200, and that'll take you right to where you need to go, figure out what you might want to consider as a film career or different aspects, and then just go from there. And Susan will probably get in touch with you. And again, I can't stress enough in interviewing, Jimmy, these veterans on various stages of your training program, how they are all excited to go. They're all excited to be a part of it. And you mentioned this is 50 hours a week. It's not like a half a day classroom schedule and then you're kicked loose. They are actually literally starting on a film production like from day one.
That is correct. It's completely hands-on. It's thrown right into the fire with enough time to screw things up and fix it.
And that's good because I know people who have become PAs and other types of production that got lucky enough, maybe they were young enough right out of college or had a friend that worked in there, and they said, like, my first month working on this show, I didn't know what I was doing, and I just had to pretend I knew what I was doing and hope I didn't mess up. But in this case, at least you're giving them the opportunity to kind of know what they're walking into when they go onto a set for a production.
That's correct, yes.
And plenty of work here still in LA and California, especially with recent tax incentives to kind of bring film back to Southern California. But, you can also work anywhere you want nationwide if you feel like going somewhere else, which I think is wonderful about the film industry. And despite CGI and everything else, there is still a need for a modicum amount of people at the very least behind the camera, behind the scenes. So again, limsla.com, vet200.com, Adopt a Vet program. You can learn more about that, and also the autism program that's coming up in mid-July. So all that at limsla.com, or you can reach us by our website, hometownstation.com. Jimmy, a pleasure having you come out.
Always a pleasure.
And keep up all the good work. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
He's at 746, traffic after this.